Hey, good evening. I'm Joel Amadon, and this is Christy McGee, and we are going to be doing a little transferring or copying over or adjusting. Let's say adjusting. How about that, Christy? We'll say adjusting our standards in our portfolio. Christy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you. And how are you?
I am well. I am well. So
Great.
thank you for being willing to do this, and know that a lot of folks in your cohort, when they launch their portfolio, their standards were adjusted to the template at hand. And when they copied the template, they got three sets of standards. Oh, we had the CAPE standards, the NELP standards, and the PECL standards. And Christy's going right there, and she's gonna if you hit the little triangle next to the standards, Christy. Yeah. Oh, and you got this page too. So you can see she's got 3 pages: CAPE, NELP, and the PSEL, or the Professional Standards for Educational Leadership. I'm guessing that's probably what it stands for.
Yes.
Yep. All right. And so we're going to adjust them again. When Christy copied over her template, it was the original template, which had these 3 sets of standards. Well, since then, there's been a slight adjustment where we're only using 2 sets of standards: the CAPE standards and the NELP standards. And the PSEL are going to go away. Not that the PSEL are not important, just for this portfolio, we're just going to use the 2, the CAPE and the NELP. Now, the only problem is also, though, that if you click on the NELP page, Christy, you're going to see that these are kind of smaller grain standards. So if we scroll down, so we have the NELP standard component 1.2, NELP standard component 3.1. Well, we're going to be making these a little bit more broader and more inclusive. So we're actually getting all of the NELP standards and more of the upper level standards. So this, if you think about one set of standards as like the umbrella standards, it's going to be these NELP standards. And so what we're going to do is find those NELP standards, which is fairly easy. We're going to open up another tab, and we're going to go to Portfolio School. So you can do that by going to the School of Ed website. You can do that, education.olemiss.edu.
Education.
It'll probably pop up.
Edu.
Yep, there it is. And so we're going to go to Portfolio School, which is where you found the course to launch your portfolio. So if you go over up to Current Students, it's under Portfolio Help. Very good. Now we're going to go and find the new template. So this is a little bit different from your template. So go to Launch Your Educational Leadership Portfolio and create your portfolio from template. So that's the second one in that list. Yep, there you go. Okay, and we'll scroll down, and there's a link to the template in there. Now we'll hopefully, oh, it's I think it's step number 3, I believe. Yep, there it is.
Yes.
Perfect. Now let's see if anyone's been messing with the template. Usually our education leaders are pretty good that way. Yep, it's looking good. Sometimes with our undergraduates, the template looks way different. Like, ooh, somebody is messing with the template rather than their own copy. All right, so it's looking good. So we're going to actually go to the same exact page that we're on right now, but you're going to see it's going to look a little different. So if we click the little triangle, and you see there's only 2, right? So we'll go to the NELP program standards. All right. And all we're going to do, Christy, and this is where the video is going to get pretty boring, is we're going to copy and paste. And so just copy, actually not that, you're going to have to like highlight the text. This will make it so it copies the format and everything. So, and hit, yep, there we go. And we're going to jump back to yours. And the first tab, there you go. And just that whole thing, just highlight it, and you're going to paste over that whole first section. Perfect. And we're going to go to do number 2. So one thing you could do is slide that tab over if you want, but that's fine. You can, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Now we'll go down to number 2. It's going to be boring for a bit, but at the end it gets exciting, just like a Harry Potter movie or a nice action movie.
I'll try to do it as quick as I can.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
So, the reason, so we want to make sure that these red sections are the same, because it's important to have the text. That's the same as what's the standards on we went to the NELP program standards page, we would see the exact same standards. And so we want to make sure that they match, because when we author our portfolio, when we author artifacts, the language of the standard, something in there is going to point out, going to jump out like, ooh, that matches what I'm thinking about for this artifact. So you want to make sure that it matches there. So we're doing really well. Christy, you're good. Sometimes people get a little bit bogged down with this sort of stuff, but you're doing well.
Computer is my friend.
There we go. Perfect. Now, if I remember correct, okay, so now you're going to see that's the end of our things, but we still have in our portfolio, we have one more set of standards. So what we're going to do is create a space for it first. So let's go back to your portfolio. Now we're going to duplicate two things. So one, let's duplicate the white section down below. Let's do that first. No, the one down below, the bottom one. Yeah. You could have done the other one. You can just slide these around, but then it's easier. You don't have to move it as much. Now let's duplicate the red section. So we just need one more insert link section and one more. So yeah, you can slide that one up in between. Then you'll see the blue line. Then you drop it. Boom. Perfect. So now we have two number 6s, and we'll go replace that number 6 with number 7.
Number 7.
Yep. Now there is a standard 8, but standard 8 is just, hey, did you do this stuff in your, oh, that's okay. I think if you hit undo, that'll put that white section. Oh, there you go. Standard 8 is basically, did you show evidence of these things in your field experience? So it's pretty, I mean, if you, a lot of times you're having these sorts of experiences already in your field experience. So you're doing great as it is. All right. So there we go. Now, what we're going to do to make sure that we don't mess with anything, we're going to go to the template.
The template from the website, from the Ole Miss site.
Yep. And we're going to close that page. So we can see that says Educational Leader. That doesn't say Christy's name. So we'll just close that one, close that tab. Perfect. And now we'll go back to your page. Now it's saying trying to connect. Let's make sure it saves everything. Why don't you try just reloading the page? Let's make sure.
You know, we've had some crazy weather here today.
Oh.
And so the internet may be a little.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Let's see if we got it all. Let's go all the way down the bottom, see if we got number 7.
2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to do something that's a little scary. We're going to go over to pages over on the right. Yep. And the P-cell standards. Now I know the P-cell standards are beloved. Okay.
And I already have my artifacts connected.
Okay. You know what? Here, let's do this then.
Okay.
All right. That's fine. Because you might see that some of these line up with some of the standards from. So let's just do this.
Okay.
Let's not delete it yet. Let's go ahead and hit the 3 dots next to it. P-cell. See over there on the page. Yeah. There you go. And hit hide from navigation. Okay. So you've already done the work of aligning these things with standards. So I don't want you to lose that. So let's do this. Eventually, what you're going to do is compare P-cell standard component 6A with those NELP standards and see, ooh, those are basically aligned. All right. And you'll replace that in your artifacts. So you'll go and say, oh, this is the same as NELP standard 4 or whatever it is. And then you can then copy this link over in there. And I would say, Christy, you only need to copy over the growing our team. You don't need to copy P-cell standard component 6A because it says it above. But it is your portfolio. So if you want to do that, you can do that. I just think it might be redundant, but perfect. Great. So now this page is still in this side, still in the kitchen, as I'd like to say, but when you publish it, it won't show up.
You won't see it.
Right. But it's still here because you're like, oh, I want to make sure, hey, I did some work and I don't want you to lose the work either. Okay. Right. Any questions from you as a user of the portfolio that we need to address with regards to this?
That was very easy. That was very, very easy.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being our demonstrator, and this video is going to help others do the same thing. And if they have any questions, they can email me at jcamidon@olemiss.edu, or you can also just watch the video.